What is appropriation art? What is appropriation art? What purpose does it serve? What purpose does it serve? How does appropriation art work? How does it work? How does appropriation art connect back to Africa?
Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs.
Appropriation art is when artists take images originally used to propagate domination through normalization and control and resituate them in an aesthetic discourse, constructing new meaning by repositioning images in different contexts. The functionality of appropriation art of people of African descent lie in its healing capacity. As a form of political resistance, the artwork of those of African descent appropriated images changed what was once the object of observation into the subject in discourse, not reflecting the oppression forced upon our people, but acknowledging the strength of our elders who came before us.
I go up to anyone and ask them if they lost anybody in the middle passage.
Did you lose anybody in the middle passage?
It's not for me to judge or interpret.
I wanted to do a statue to come, to grieve or to celebrate or to get this obsession out of me. But my healing is incomplete until other black people who look like me go through my journey that I took. So the role of the artist is not just a self journey, but allowing your journey to be communalized, collectivized by the community.
To move towards the blackness, to feel the glow coming from within the dark so that you would identify with it. And in some cases, be turned off by the white.
This piece is a work done by Renee Cox called Your Mama's Last Supper. Unveiled in 1993 at the Brooklyn Museum of Art, this piece exists as 4 separate photographs next to each other. But in this digitally compiled photo, Cox is standing nude in the middle of a long dining table with 12 men of African descent, who, unlike Cox, are fully clothed. If one pays attention, 7 out of the 12 men sitting at the table have their hair locked. With the majority of the men having locked hair, this photo works to establish and recognize the beauty and versatility of black hair. A darkened background contrasting the light placed on the people in the front of the photograph also emphasize the 2 crosses in the back of the room, setting a Christian context for this photo. Cox's centralized position is highlighted both by her placement in between the 12 men and the 2 crosses, setting up a counter-narrative with the black woman in the position traditionally held by a white Christ within a white religious hegemony. With the insertion of a new black woman in this piece, it works to redefine the black woman as sacred, countering past representations. As sacred, the nude woman in this piece is a complete entity, not decapitated, not defiled, or divided, but whole, beautiful, and divine, and is sacred with her arms open. This piece works to be a more inclusive depiction of blackness that is not limited by the borders of a white supremacist patriarchal capitalism. This piece is Elizabeth Catlett's Civil Rights Congress, made in 1949. In the upper right-hand corner of this linocut print, there is a middle-aged man of African descent with a Civil Rights Congress banner draped across his chest. He is holding a skeleton, wearing a white robe with a Ku Klux Klan member under his right arm and in front of a burning cross and a noose in his left hand, which wraps around a chair in front of it. In the chair sits a young boy of African descent, looking off to the left of the print. Focusing back on the man, he's also looking in the same direction as the young boy, only his glance is different. The man's face is in a fixed and concentrated position, and the young boy is only looking onward with a blank stare. Re-examining the placement of the man in this piece, he is hovering above the boy with only part of his torso in sight. The skeleton he is holding is actually a puppet, and both the young boy and he are on a stage. This stage setting is reminiscent of an African aesthetic of passing on history through storytelling. The work that this piece does is made more powerful by the retention of African aesthetics presented in it. Using the puppet as a tool by which to pass on history gives it a functionality which demonstrates its cultural currency and importance as a tool to educate people about the CRC's anti-lynching campaign. With the appropriation of the Ku Klux Klan members and a burning cross, the piece manifests the history of the CRC being passed on from the man to the young boy, imbuing the young boy with an experience, although it may not be his, that will exist in his flesh as a part of his muscle memory that will react on reflex, never allowing him to forget the lessons his elders learned.
The most mutinous leapt overboard was a phrase written in the captain's log of a slave vessel.
Could you take one of these healing dolls, please? Each one has a message inside. If you'll come inside and do what the doll asks you to do.
Yeah, what is yours?
So it says, add something from yourself and decorate me with empowerment. Then give thanks for the gift of creation. Now place me with the other healing dolls so I can dance with the spirits of the dancers.
Oh, no, take your doll because you have to decorate it and place it with the rest of the dolls when you complete your...
Oh, na na na. Na 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 na. Yeah. Na na na. Rise, get up. Rise, stand up. Rise, get up. Brush off yourself and come. Rise, get up. Rise, stand up, yeah. Rise, get up. Clean up your heart and come. I put the troubles in your bags. Lace up your shoes, pull up your socks. Ease the trouble of your mind, yeah. Mountains to climb, rivers to cross, but yet we got to pass. Got to talk to the boss. So many years have been passed.
They eyed them fireworks. See them take away our root and way of slave trek. Hurt our souls when them disrespect us. Sadness wrung out in our hearts, hard to bear. Recollection of when times were there. I can feel them soul cry to us. I can feel them soul cry loudly. I cannot stand the feeling. How do I sit with this? Morals beset upon our backs. Instead a kiss from the sun, we're beat by it. Religion as shackles, Christ and persecutor, and I executor. Misuse them did misuse. I can feel them soul cry to us. I feel them soul cry loudly. And I cannot stand the feeling. Brother against brother, sister against sister, son versus mother, mother versus son. Father and beat, you know. What have them done to our family? Rise up. Reclaim your sons. Reclaim your daughters. Rise up. Go back across the waters. Return home. Let not strife be to waste. Let not strength be in vain. Rise up. Spread your wings and fly back. Come from whence you came, through their door and return again. Be not stolen. Be not enslaved, but be African people once again.